to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business, I would entertain a motion to approve our agenda with the suggested motions and resolutions. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Meisner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jones. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes. Next up on our agenda, we'll turn it over to Dr. Lewis for her superintendent report.
All right, and I'm going to bring some friends up. So Roberta, you can come and join me. Next slide, please, Rochelle. So I'm absolutely thrilled to have Roberta here with me tonight because we are bringing to the board that we have a ratified master agreement for our para-educators. So I'm just honored to bring it forward. Our para unit just brought really amazing proposals, very reasonable, student-centered, and I'm just proud of that work. And it just took us one pretty quick session. So just the spirit of the work and that teamwork, you could just really feel it. So I'm so proud of the work that you have led with your team, Roberta. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Roberta Peterson. I've been a para here for, this will be my 24th year as a para educator in Fridley. And I've got another 13 as a Fridley Tiger as a student. So long, and 3 kids that have gone through as well. So very much a Tiger at heart. And it's wonderful to work here in the Fridley district. I've been on the bargaining team for probably close to 20 years in one form or another. And this was by far the smoothest, fastest process that we've ever gone through. And we felt and do feel very valued and understood by Dr. Lewis and school board, and we very much appreciate that. Recruiting and retaining paraeducators is hard. It's been difficult over the years, especially with our highly qualified status that is now required, but I think this contract's gonna go a long way to doing that. So, and we ratified it at 100%, so. Yep. Very quick vote.
Good job.
So, thank you for having me.
Roberta, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the work you do on the men and women that you represent. Like, certainly the glue of our district. Paraeducators are asked to do a lot, and that certification was no easy task. So certainly appreciate that. And then again, like with a lot of other bargaining units, to have a contract ratified by 100% before the school year starts is certainly unheard of in the number of years I've been here. And it's a testament to, I think, the relationships that are being built. And I think I can speak on behalf of the board, just really a lot of gratitude for everything that you and your members do.
Thank you.
Chair, I wouldn't mind if you would
Oh,
move it in the agenda.
We should make it official.
If you don't mind.
That makes sense. So I would certainly entertain a motion to approve the paraeducators agreement with the school district. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Stark. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jones. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And just like the contract, it is unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whoops. So proud of your work. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Stephanie, you ready? All right. I'm so thrilled to welcome Stephanie. We are now going to talk about our nutrition agreement. So good to see you. We had just a wonderful negotiation session.
Yes.
So just again, a lot of reasonableness that came forward, student-centered. We really have so many what I would call not full-time positions in the unit, and just still coming so that we can have a livable wage and retain our folks. So it was just an honor to really negotiate with you. So
it was for us as well.
I'll let you, if you want to share anything, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie Champeau. I've lived here in Fridley for 18 years. My daughter went to Fridley High School and since Hayes.
Oh, wow.
And I've been at a cook here at the high school. This will be my 7th year. And I've been a member of the bargaining team. This will be my second contract.
Awesome.
So, yeah. And we really, really appreciate it. Everybody is very thrilled. It's been so hard to get people and keep people in the kitchens.
Yeah.
And we've been short-staffed last couple years, so I'm hoping that this will help. And we really appreciate it again.
So this
Thank
is
you.
exactly why I talk about student-centered, is some of the articles that came forward aren't even fiscal. It's about how we work so that we have our kitchens staffed so that our students have the appropriate nutrition. So that I just really appreciate.
Yeah, and most of us just really love our jobs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I'm here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, there's the mic. It's clearly on now. Again, on behalf of the board, thank you for the work that you and your union provide, not only for our students. I know our staff are in there eating food. Someone once told me, and you can keep me honest on this, but when we're in operation and you're serving meals, you're the largest restaurant in Fridley.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yep.
not
a
an
great
easy
way to
task,
look at it.
especially when
It
you're
is.
dealing with a lunch that is a half hour or hour. Certainly, and again, I think I can speak for the board. Like, if kids are not well fed with good food that they want to eat, it's going to show in the classroom. So clearly, you guys are doing something, and I've had a few of your lunches, and they're pretty good. So
Yeah.
really appreciate you, and hopefully, this contract does help with some more stability and keeping people around. But thank you.
Thank you.
I'll add that in my day job, I've been working with some districts across the state, and they don't even have kitchens. Like, they're driving in their food, and it's microwaved, and there's no kitchen. And so I get to brag about Fridley all the time about the fresh ingredients and how much the kids love the food, and that my son would come home, oh, I tried this, and I'm like, I would make you that, why wouldn't you eat that with me? So I'm really fortunate that I get to brag about how great our nutritional services are when I'm working with these districts across the state.
I appreciate hearing that.
I'd like the
I'll relay
record
that
to
on to
reflect
the-
Stephanie's face when you said microwave food.
Yeah.
She was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. Not good.
here. No, not at all. Awesome. Well, I suppose we're waiting again, right? Yeah, I would certainly entertain a motion to approve the nutritional services master agreement.
I'll move to approve the master service agreement with the nutritional services.
So we have a motion by Meisner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jones. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Again, passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
proud of you.
Thanks so
very
much.
And I can't wait to see you Monday.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm excited. Last year was so much fun.
Yay. Board, I'm just going to stay here and address on contracts before I call up our Summer Rise team. So this is the end of our negotiation season. So we, custodial will approach the district, I'm pretty sure, probably this spring, but they are still under contract through June 30th, 2026. So we have settled, ratified, and approved all contracts with no back pay, with the exception of summer work, which you can't avoid that, right? Because our work is 365. And I'm just so proud of the work, and it's the support of the board too, for us to be able to do this. And now we don't have any of this distraction about negotiations and all of these pieces, and we can start the year fresh. And for those of you that are able to come to the welcome on Monday, you'll see a little bit of fun celebrating all of our bargaining units.
Awesome. Thanks, Dr. Lewis.
Okay, our Summer Rise friends, if you want to come up, and then I'll do my little intro from over here. It is so wonderful to have you all here tonight. We have Greg and Abby will be sharing about our elementary school Summer Rise program. This is the debut of it this summer. And then we have Jess that will share about year 2 with Fridley Middle School. You'll hear our data results, and it's not going to disappoint. Last year we were very impressed with the middle school results, and you're just going to see that same pattern, and the team is going to talk about what goes into getting those results. So take it away, team. So thankful for your work.
All right. Thank you.
Hold on one second. David, can you click on the underline where it says Summer Rise Results 2025? And that should open the slide deck. Board, our apologies. We're not able to project from Max, so he's doing it from his PC. Hover just a little lower on Summer Rise, where the, yes, good, nope, perfect. Click on that, and it should open to, good job. Yay,
Thank you.
okay, just put it in full projection.
There
There's the
it is.
teacher in me.
Yeah. No big deal. We have pictures of kids up there. So
Yeah. David, can you just put it in full present mode for us?
If you click on slideshow.
Oh, he's got it. Thank you. Good work. We appreciate you. Okay, go ahead,
All right.
team.
Thank you. Our team's thrilled to share some successes of the 340 students who attended the RISE program this summer. Providing access to high quality instruction in the summer is important for all students and all districts across the state, and it's critically important in Fridley, where 80% of our students are students of color, 72% of our students are significantly economically disadvantaged. This is why we're so excited to share with you an overview of this critical work in increasing achievement here at Fridley. Abby and Jessica will be sharing some data soon that confirms some of these successes. But before this, I'd like to share a quick success story from a rising 4th grade student. Here is a student who, on the left, is beginning of the summer, where he was just not writing. By the end of the 23 days of instruction, he was writing and citing text by the end, and accomplished this by experiencing rigorous learning opportunities Monday through Friday for 5 weeks, and having the cognitive load placed on them to share their voice, strategies, and their confidence in increasing with writing about learning and showing what they know. Student made progress in grade level standards, which will now in turn prepare them as they enter 4th grade. I also had the pleasure of working with the teacher who was teaching this student and collaborating with the coach from Lavinia. We learned together better ways to deep dive into data and to plan for high quality instruction and really coaching to make these moves so quickly. And this intentionality and focus is really what led to better outcomes for this student and many others. And then this teacher is really fired up for the school year to implement these strategies. I was just talking to her yesterday, and she's like, please bring this coaching to the 4th grade team as we implement the new systems into classrooms and focus on instructional leadership at our building to impact achievement for every student. So it's just super exciting and fun summer working with students. I'll hand it off to Jessica to talk about middle school.
So this is a progression for 2 of our students in rising 7th grade math. So you can see the pink is the beginning of the summer and the white is at the end. And so you can see that the progression showed over the course of the summer, the student gaining skills on being able to showcase their thinking, what strategies they were using, as well as being able to describe the steps that they were taking. So at the top in the box, you can see how they wrote more around what steps they were taking, the strategies using. You can see the big 1, and then down below they were asked to describe what math they were doing and what the steps that they were taking and how they were able to write more in depth toward the end of the summer.
Okay. As Greg mentioned, we are excited to share our student data with you tonight. Embarking on this new journey at the elementary was a welcome adventure, knowing the results the middle school had last summer. So this slide represents our data, academic data, and overall increase at the elementary level for reading and math proficiencies. So all rising 1st and 9th graders took a pre-test in week 1 and a post-test in week 5. And for our 1st through 2nd graders, they were assessed in reading comprehension and foundational skills. Looking at our ELA data, only about 5.5% of our rising 1st through 4th graders were started this summer performing at the proficient level for their grade. Well, 61%, so that yellow bar over there, is showing that 61% of our students started below basic for their grade level proficiency, which we know is not okay. And that 61% is about 120 students. And so we know we had a lot of work to do this summer. But in math, we started the summer with about 15% of our students performing at that below basic level. and about 31% at that proficient level. Reflecting on the data, we knew we needed to get to work and provided a high quality programming for our scholars. But our students not only rose to the occasion, but they showed perseverance and dedication to growing their knowledge, and our data reflects their hard work. So if we look now at the blue at the ELA, our students in the below basic level dropped from 61% down to about 45%. And at that same time, you can see the blue area getting bigger in all the areas as we're moving students towards proficiency. So overall in ELA, our elementary students showed a 13.4% increase in students scoring in that basic or proficient from the pre to post. And in math, students performing at that below basic level dropped to 3.4%. And even more significantly, 69% of our students ended summer performing at the proficient level.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, I can. 69% of our students ended summer performing at the proficient level. So that's 138 students. They had a 16.2% increase in students scoring that basic or proficient from pre to post. We were so proud of their hard work and saw a growth in their confidence in solving math problems. While we know there's still work to be done, this data demonstrates that the summer program successfully closed some learning gaps, built confidence, and helped students progress along the path toward grade level standards at the elementary level. We are committed to continuing to use what we learned to positively impact student learning this school year. And also, not to steal Jessica's thunder, but after seeing the results of the middle school in year 2, we are really thrilled to see what Summer Rise can do for the future of our students at FPS.
How many weeks was this?
23 days.
So this is the results of the second year for the middle school, and I've been really proud to be a part of it for both years. And we saw a really successful summer again. And so you can see the results up there, but a little background around it is we understood that when we enrolled in this summer, if we followed the RISE program, following the curriculum and fully participating in the coaching and on in-person coaching, that we would have these results. And we also found that when teachers had faith in that even when students struggled or when they had some doubts, we still would see success. And you can see that here. And so we found that our results were, drum roll, the second year was something that we were very proud of, and the ELA saw a 37.5% increase in students achieving proficient or basic from the pre to post test. So you can see them moving.
Yep.
Yay. So 37.5%. In math, we saw a 40.6% increase of students achieving a basic or a proficient from the pre to post test. So we walked away feeling, again, really, really assured that we were sending our students into the school year with a greater sense of confidence for themselves, as well as stronger academic preparedness. So we were really, really proud of ourselves.
We appreciate this time to share about Summer Rise, providing that students access and opportunity to that high quality math and ELA instruction this summer months is such an imperative step to increasing that achievement. And I'd be remiss not to mention how amazing our paraprofessionals were about providing access to students with disabilities, how amazing our food service was about providing opportunity and access to foods. They were trying out foods this summer, and transportation was amazing working with us and getting them there. So just hearing that at the beginning, like, yeah, it all comes together to really achieve these results.
Chair, if I may, before you open it up, I just want to acknowledge our team. Jess has believed in this from the very beginning on the work, and Abby and Greg jumped right in, and Rochelle really supported the teams throughout the onboarding. The reason that this works is because our teachers are getting the professional learning and they're following the curriculum. They're following the coaching that they are provided. It's actually pretty rigid. Sometimes people get nervous about the word rigid, but it's about sticking to the fidelity of how the curriculum and the instructional delivery is designed, and that's why you see these results, because of the fidelity of implementation. And I talked to Jess just the other day, and I said, did you tell these two how they're going to see the work of the teachers of the professional learning and their implementation in the summer, what they're going to expect next school year and how they're going to lead that work? So this is really an example of when we follow as designed and use the materials and the pacing as designed and take our coaching as designed, the results speak for themselves. Team, I'm proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Thanks for leading it.
Yeah, this is the takeaway, and I'd certainly like to hear what everyone else has to say. But the big takeaway for me is what you've accomplished and your team has accomplished in 5 weeks, right?
Exactly.
And that going into the school year, how many 5-week chunks do we have an opportunity to make those gains? Math was never my strong suit, but I'm guessing about 6 maybe in a school year. Maybe 7, I don't know. Ross, help me out here. He's doing the math, I can tell. But that's 5 to 7 opportunities to make 20, 30% gains for not just a 300 group or 350 for the entire school. And really looking forward to everyone jumping on board with this, because clearly it works. So thank you for sharing. I don't know if anyone else.
I had a quick question. So you said that 69% of students ended at the proficient level. That was 69%, 138 students. What was that stat for the middle school? I'm sorry, I missed it. Total ending proficient.
So we had, for which subject?
For both. So I know there was a.
Yep, so we had a 37.5% increase of students. Yep. So when you look at it, 37.5 moved from either a below basic or approaching into those basic or proficient columns.
Jess, do you have the number of students?
Yes. I don't.
It's right there. So the math was 30. Sorry, my eyes are bad. 30.
Yep, 30. I see that because for elementary it was a 13.4% increase and a 16.2% increase, but at the very end, a whopping 69% ended at the proficient level.
Yeah, so
I didn't know if you did the math for that.
So it'd be the 33.4% for math. The blue, it's the total on the blue.
Okay.
For proficient there. Finish the summer at proficient.
Proficient and basic is what she's saying, and that's where she's getting the 69, I think. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
And I would, of all the things that the school works on, the teachers work on, the administration works on, of all the things we do, this is why we do it. We do this to everything so that we can teach these kids. This is some of the most inspiring and heartwarming data that I've seen on the school board for a long time. Very impressive, and I hope it continues.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And for those that are presenting, you're free to leave right after your presentations. You don't have to stay for the duration of the meeting. We appreciate you. Yes. All right, it's my absolute delight to have Alota Sims, our Equity and Family Engagement Coordinator, share about this Saturday's event, the Back to School Resource Fair. Take it away, Alota.
Yes, thank you, Superintendent. Yes, this is one of the best family engagement events of the school year. Our 13th year of the Back to School Resource Fair. Right now we have tons of backpacks. So backpacks will be given out until supplies are gone. We have a sign up that you can go onto each school website. You can sign up for your child to receive a backpack. Students must be enrolled at Fridley Public Schools. We'll have resource tables out there. We'll also have some tables from our community schools. So like we'll have our nutrition, transportation, nursing, and then we also have some partner resources that are partnering with our school throughout the school year. So come on out for that. Enjoy ourselves. We'll have cheerleaders, football players. So this is a great way to get started, kick off the new school year, enjoy your teachers, your principals. It's always, always a great time. And I have been honored to be a part of this event for the past 13 years, and it keeps growing each year, and it's very, very exciting. Our neighbor partners with our local churches and even community vendors are coming out. So it's a great, great time. If you're around and your family is a part of Fridley Public Schools, please do not miss this wonderful event. You will have a great time. The times are 10 to 12 p.m. Okay, Saturday.
Alota, do you still need volunteers?
Yes, I could use volunteers. I could use volunteers to help pack the bags on Thursday from 11 from 11. You shouldn't have said that. From 11 to 1:30, we are packing bags. We do have enough volunteers for the actual event, but please come on out and just enjoy the families. Just meet new people. If you have new enrollees, this is a great opportunity to come and join this community event. It will be a lot of staff, principals there. So this is a great, great family event. Please come on out. We do have snacks that we give away, so that's always fun. So come on out this Saturday, Fridley High School parking lot, 10 to noon. Hope to see you guys.
Love it. Thank you, Alota,
You're
and for
welcome.
spearheading this. It's kind of like when this happens, like, it's about to get real. Like, it's kind of the unofficial start of the school year. So
It is.
but certainly well appreciated and
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
I'm going to put Director Schreiner on the spot. We have the same wave
I was-
link there. Go ahead.
Just a quick question. I know that you said that you need volunteers on Thursday to help
Yes.
pack the bags, but the time went by me real quick. Could you
Oh,
remind
so
me?
it'll be from 11 to 1.
11 to 1, and that's at the high school,
yes,
correct?
Yep, at the
Thank
high
you.
school. Yep.
Yep.
Can you share about the impact of this on your
yeah.
high school?
I'd be happy to. So I volunteered to pack the bags
Yep.
last year, and then I came to the event.
Yep.
And I'd never gone to it before, and it didn't exist when I was a kid, obviously, because that was like, decades.
Yesterday, yes.
A long time. Anyways, having been a teacher, because I started teaching in 1991, I've never been to an event like that ever in my teaching career. And I was really impressed with the event. I was impressed with the community partners that showed up. I was impressed with the backpacks that were donated, the socks that were donated, even the groups of staff that came there to provide fun tattoos and drinks and water. The football team players, some of them volunteered just to be there. You had the cheerleaders there. Like, I was just blown away by the event and how big it is and how much you supported all of the students in the district. And so as an educator, I went back to my principal after that in the fall, and I said, Fridley does something that's pretty amazing. I said, if they can do it, why can't we? If you don't know, I teach at Park Center Senior High across the river. So I think that we're Park Center, but on steroids, right? That we're just a little bit bigger, but we're really similar in our schools and our populations and everything. And so we took that idea, and we are going to do something attached to our orientation. It's tomorrow, and it's all because of what you did, that it's being expanded a little bit in the metro area. But kudos for doing this for 13 years.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it
for
is a
13
phenomenal
years.
event.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you for
Oh,
sharing
you're
that with
so
the community
welcome.
and then letting
Yes.
us steal good ideas, because I appreciate that.
I got it from someone else, and I was like, let me come and inspire our community.
Yep.
And when I was inspired, and we started it 13 years ago, I didn't know how it was all going to happen. But they say once you speak it, it all just opens up. And next thing you know, everything just started falling in place. And every year I have people calling to be a part. So it's very contagious. It's very inspiring. It's very engaging. And it really fills your cup. It really does fill your cup to watch the kiddos come and pick out their backpacks, what color they want, and having people come out from the district to just smile and laugh and shake hands and meet the families. That is an opportunity where you can meet new enrollee parents and students, because they come out. Those are the days when they come out. So it's so many great opportunities in this moment, and I just want everybody to just come out and get a piece of that.
I love it. Thank you.
Amazing job.
You're
proud
so
of your
welcome.
work. So proud of your work. I am next excited to welcome Principal Engelhardt to present to us a brief update on Vista. While he's settling in, I'll take us just a little bit on memory lane here. If you recall, we opened Vista last year, and it was really from a place of the programming. We were serving many of our students in our neighborhood elementaries and middle and high school that their IEP called for a setting for, and that was not programming that was giving the student dignity in our neighborhood schools, and it was also having some culture issues in our comprehensive schools because we didn't have the space, the tools, the staffing, etc., to set our students up for success. As you fast forward now, we see just amazing programming that has been expanded to now 2 sites, Vista Elementary and Vista Secondary. Board, as a reminder, while programming is always first and foremost for our students, Principal Engelhardt will also discuss about our tuition placements that we have of students coming into our district. As a further reminder, we carry a cross subsidy of about $2.6 million in special education. That means of the special education services that we are honored to provide and required at both the federal and state level, the district is reimbursed approximately 80 to 88%, but that still leaves $2.6 million that comes out of the general fund. We will also see that rising for next year as our subsidy for transportation was reduced. Our reimbursement was reduced by 5%, and that wasn't for us. It was reduced statewide. So our Setting 4 program also helps us with that $2.6 million subsidy. So it is a fiscal helper to the general fund, but our primary reason is programming. Take it away.
Thank you. First and foremost, good evening, everyone. Super excited to be here presenting. I've been here before, but in my first time in my new role as principal. So just feeling really honored to be here and just really excited to share some quick updates about Vista Education Center. I was speaking with Dr. Lewis the other day, and she was like, can you come and just share some of the exciting news? So I have kind of just some bullet points, short and sweet, but just kind of wanted to give you some updates on what's going on. So first and foremost, staffing. We kicked off New Teacher Week this week, as a lot of you know, and we just have an amazing group of new teachers coming in. We have teachers from other districts that have joined us. We have teachers who were a part of the program last year who are now stepping into teaching roles, and we have incredible international talent coming into our program as well, which I will touch on at the end because I just want to share like a quick blurb about that. But we also today, I was able to take part in some SRO interviews. We are looking to expand that as well to our Vista sites and have just amazing candidates. I was fortunate to be able to do that with Rochelle today and just really excited about that. Facilities, as Dr. Lewis mentioned, we are opening up a second location this year, which is so exciting. We are up and cruising at that, right? Our walls are painted. We have all the furniture that's arrived. We continue to make a plan for how students are going to be set up in our classrooms, just different ways that we can provide an education to our students. We are waiting for the final step of getting our doors installed, just to meet code and make sure that we are keeping our building and our students safe. So we're almost there. So to start the school year, our students are going to be starting at Vista Elementary. I'm actually really excited because it brings our whole program together, and just all of our staff get to be there together. We have amazing coordinators that we are bringing on as well, and we have just a really awesome plan. We have a divide of our teachers in the classrooms as well, with still small class numbers, so we don't miss a step. Just because we're waiting for our doors to be installed at secondary doesn't mean that academic progress slows down. We are able to hit the ground running with this plan that we have in place. Just super excited to kick off the year with that. Family engagement. Our open house is next week, and it's next Wednesday. As a lot of you know, I'm very passionate about open houses, and they mean a lot to me. It's such an incredible community event. My goal is always to continue to grow that. And so this year, we are bringing in all of our families to Vista Elementary, and we're providing them with a free meal, just because we know it's all about community. All right, come eat, come socialize, come meet your staff, and come see the building. We're really excited about that next week from 5 to 6 on the 27th, next Wednesday. The other really exciting part that Dr. Lewis touched on is enrollment. We know that enrollment, while it is fiscally beneficial for our district, it is so good for the kids that we serve, not only here, but in other districts as well. There are incredibly long wait lists in a lot of different programs, and it means that students are in buildings that they are not getting the appropriate amount of support. Our goal at Vista is to continue to build our program so we can help as many students as possible. Just some really amazing numbers. Last year they ended the program at 11 students. This year we have 24 currently enrolled. We have 4, and I just got 2 emails while I was sitting here. So roughly 6 more students who are interested in coming to join us. There are tuition agreements that have to be signed by their home district, but it is amazing. We went from 11 students at the end. We currently have 24, and we're just going to continue to grow. We know that Setting 4 programs often grow throughout the school year as well. The other thing, too, Dr. Lewis mentioned, tuition agreements. We partner with other districts outside of Fridley. So currently we have students coming to us from Centennial, Spring Lake Park, Robbinsdale, Forest Lake, obviously Fridley, and there's a couple potentially coming from Roseville as well. This program allows us to serve so many students, not just Fridley students, but to offer a level of support to students who are in Setting 4 that they might not have been able to get elsewhere. As you know, our goal is to continue to grow this, and we're already in discussion about what a middle school Vista site will look like as well. Just a really quick touch on it. I think max students you can have in a Setting 4 program is 18 of our size. So we are quickly approaching that number, which means that we are going to keep growing, and it's so exciting. Our program just keeps growing. One thing that it would be remiss to not mention, I talked about this the other day in a meeting with our administration team. We talk a lot about international talent here in Fridley, and we had a meeting about that the other day, and I wanted to just make sure I shared with our fellow administrators, our district, but also with you. Without this program, Vista doesn't exist. And I will say that again, without this program, Vista doesn't exist. My staff is composed almost completely of international talent. They are amazing. They are the most caring, dedicated staff that you will ever find. And I just want to make sure that we recognize that today in this room, that this program, while it helps our entire district, I personally am especially grateful because it is my program. So just some really exciting news for all of you. Just some real quick bullet points, but yeah, just want to say we're doing really amazing things.
Thank you so much. Nice work. Excellent.
Thank you.
Just a few pieces. We talk about tuition agreements. That's how we are very similar to an intermediate district. So the students, while we still consider them, treat them exactly as if they're Fridley resident students, the way that the program is financed is different. So we are not submitting for special ed reimbursement of the 88% and then adding to our cross subsidy. Districts all pay their fair share through a tuition agreement. Same thing with our 2 new incoming SROs, one starting we believe the first day of school, which is so exciting, and then the second one coming around right when we get back from winter break in January. Those 2 positions do not touch the general fund either. So just wanted to explain that nuanced difference. We're also having some excitement of tuition agreements as well in our transition program. So we're very excited about that as well. Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. This is like a game changer. And so happy to see you kind of leading this change, right? This is, I think, right in your wheelhouse, so it's pretty cool to see you here. I do have one question. What's the capacity? Like, at what point are we gonna get where we don't have enough room?
At this point, I mean, we have room to meet the max capacity of 18 per site.
Okay.
Especially at the high school, we have massive classrooms. And the cool thing about it is we can set up those classrooms to meet individual needs. We have a lot of really awesome, like flexible seating, different areas that kids can come in to the classroom. We are working on some partitions so students can kind of have their own learning space if they want that. The best part about it is because we are new, and I have this conversation with families who come and join us, is like, because we're small and we are new, we can change the game with it. Like, I really believe that we can set up our classrooms and set up our program to meet the needs of like the max capacity. And then as we expand to the middle school, we will just kind of keep working on more and more space.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Chair will be full by December 1.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
problem to have.
Last year, I had told Danielle we'll be full by spring break. The good news is you heard that 11 at the end. That's because our Fridley resident students, other district students' tuition placements, that's where they go to other sites then back. And because we don't want students in setting 4 for their duration of their K-12 experience, I had told her we'd be full by spring break, and we were full by, I believe, Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Yeah, so, yeah, amazing work. We're so proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. I'm thrilled to welcome Justin Reese, our activities director, who's going to talk about no activity fees, of which the Star Tribune is going to do a story on us. So excited about that. And then he's also going to share about how he worked through kerfunkel with the physicals, but we came out better. So excited to have you with us tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. First, I want to start off just saying, as the activities director at Fridley Public Schools, it's an incredible privilege of witnessing the power of opportunity in action every single day. I say this because we don't just do it, we believe it by showing it and putting it in place. One of the most impactful changes we've had was removing financial and transportation barriers that may keep students from getting involved. We eliminated participation fees and now provide transportation for summer and fall activities leading up to the school year. That means that a 7th grader, if they want to try something new, we provide the opportunity. Or is given the opportunity for a senior to finally step outside of their comfort zone. We've also addressed a barrier that Dr. Lewis just mentioned here, where we might have had a little hiccup on physicals, but we did a quick pivot, found a CHAM clinic and urgent care right here in Fridley who we connected with, who has one of the doctors has a child inside the school, and helped us do a free physical for 25 student athletes for free. So we was able to do this quick pivot all within a 24, 48-hour span, Harold? 24 to 48 hour span, we was able to turn it around and make it happen for us. So huge shout out to CHAM Clinic for making this happen. And not only did we do that for getting the physicals, but we also provided transportation from our activities office to make sure no child could be left behind. So it was really cool for us to pull that around last week. Also, I just want to add that at Fridley, we don't expect students just to come here with years of experience or expensive training. But what we do expect is that every student have a chance for opportunity, access, and most importantly, belonging. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Justin. I know this is something that we've talked about for a while, taking away the fees. Like it doesn't make sense. Like you shouldn't have to pay to be active as a child. So, I mean, I think I can speak for all of us, just a huge roadblock to get rid of. But then the other aspect of this I think may go overlooked is the transportation part of it.
Yes.
Right? Like if in the last couple of years, if you spent any time around our schools, you see a lot of kids jumping in Ubers, waiting for rides. I've heard way too many stories of kids saying, I'd love to do that, but I don't have a ride, right? So that is going to be a game changer, and I fully anticipate our activities will benefit as we'll have more kids being involved. So thanks for pushing that through.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So are you noticing a notably higher participation rate?
Oh, absolutely. As far as signups, Kayla, the activities assistant, really appreciated it because right now, day one, everyone's already signed up. So we saw an uptick in signups because they're not waiting for a paycheck to pay. They can just sign up right away.
Stay tuned because you'll see our marketing plan come to life. So we have different reels and sorts of things that are going to be coming out throughout the school year to announce this. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that me personally, I've heard from over 17 districts saying, how'd you do it? We want in. We want to be a part of that. And I know, Justin, you've probably had a huge outreach, probably more than me, about how we're doing that. So my LinkedIn post had over, I think it was over 7,000 impressions on that. So we're, again, we think we're the only one in the state. I'm pretty sure that we're the only one in this state. So, but I do not believe we're going to be the only one for long now.
Oh no, a lot more schools will follow suit.
We just need credit. We learned this from Fridley.
There
we
you go.
copied you.
Just a quick shout out.
Yeah. Thanks,
All right.
Justin. Good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Justin.
Okay, next, I'm so excited to have Rochelle Cox, Assistant Superintendent, and Harold Scott, Senior Officer of Operations, talk about all of our construction that's going on.
So, hello, board chair, board members, Superintendent Lewis, and others in the room. If you're not aware, we had a sinkhole at the middle school that started small but continued to grow. As a matter of fact, a week before we started the work to rectify that issue, we sank an additional 2 inches within 1 week, so that was going down pretty quick. And so we contracted out, found some great folks to come in and help us with this, and what we learned is that whomever did the job previously should have added multiple layers of rock, but it was all sand. And so when the water drains off the Fridley Middle School roof, it goes right into that drain, and that's what caused the sinking. So it is solid. They told us to wait about a week before anybody drove on it, so we have barriers up. So we're going to keep those up until Thursday. I said we're going to wait the entire week, even though they felt that Monday we could drive on it. No, we want to make sure we get it right and keep it going. So that's one of the things that I had the privilege to work on with Rochelle. Landscaping, we are in the midst right now of McMann's doing a mulch fill at all of our schools, all of our sites. So they've come in, they have a team that's doing some de-weeding as well as filling in the mulch so that we look consistent and look good for when school starts. But that's the first part of it. The second part is I have done some research and have found some they're chemicals, but that are environment friendly, people friendly, pet friendly, weed killer chemicals that we can use in those areas where the mulch is in particular, because that's where most of the weeds are coming up from, unfortunately. So we pay money to have this beautiful presentation, and then a week later we have weeds in it. So we're trying to combat that problem now with them coming in and doing the de-weeding at the moment. So we'll do some treatment of that, make sure that we don't have anything that smells bad or is near an air vent that could cause a problem in the school or anything like that. So we should be done with that by midweek next week.
As a reminder, board, all of the mulch is Fridley branded to this beautiful red.
Looks really good. So we have a new alarm system. We have moved away from Egan to UHL, and the alert service is alarm.com. And one of the great features about that is administrators and custodians will be able to arm or disarm the system via an app versus having somebody go in physically. That should cut down on, I went around and around with a guy and said, look, when we have false alarms, we have to pay. So unless we can bounce that off of you all, then we need to make sure that we have the system a little bit more consistent. So for the past 3 weeks, I have been the only person on call for the alarms, and I've only had one call, and it was during some construction, and the system was off. But we don't want the police showing up or the fire department showing up unnecessarily, because then they get a little irritated with us as well, and I get it because that's time and resources. So I love this feature that we'll be able to control this via phone. That will make things better for principals. Like those of us in operations will be fielding those calls so that principals aren't getting called at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and having to get up and come to work shortly thereafter. So very excited about that. The app feature is just great. We had uneven pavement right outside door 4, which is in the back of the middle school, or back of Fridley High School. And so we had that shaved and then resurfaced, and it's actually flat now. So it's not quite a ramp, but fully, but it's also not uneven because that was a tripping hazard. And so we noticed that. We got a hold of contractors. They came out and took care of that for us right away. And I will turn it over to Rochelle. Just know that safety is number one, so we're looking for things to make sure that we don't have problems before we have a problem. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I just want to say it has been amazing to work with Harold as he's transitioned into operations. I'm still working on the new construction, so I will take you on your monthly tour of our different construction sites. Things are up and running in our baseball fields. If you drive by, you'll see a lot of construction. I heard from Heidi today that the concrete people were out today to look at our baseball lines and fencing lines. We will have standardized fencing with concrete underneath them to really make our fields look crisp and sharp out there. We have new dugouts that are being built, new batting cages, and a new softball scoreboard. So all of this work is starting, and they're moving along at quite a quick pace, so we're very excited about that project. Next, we'll head over to the FCC. I think this is my favorite project going on right now. You know, I have an early childhood special ed background, so it was very fun to spend time with the staff and team over at the Fridley Community Center to rethink about what their surfaces look like and kind of reimagine their play spaces. So we're going to be adding some different surfaces to promote gross motor skills for our students. We're going to be reducing the sand area. If you've ever been there, it's quite a large amount of sand area. I didn't think we really needed that much. So we'll be turning that into an outside dramatic play center as well as the sand. So we're very excited about that. We're going to really look at what storage looks like out there so that it has a cleaner look and they have a easier way to store all of their toys and outside. We'll also be reducing area access to some of the areas that are what I'll consider mulch and weeds, and instead turn those into areas that are either storage or there's seating available for student. And then we'll be refreshing some of the equipment. The equipment's actually in great shape, which is great, but it's like all of that brand name outdoor equipment that gets a little faded. So we're working actually with a company to do a paint refresh of some of those equipment. So very fun. This one should be completed by October. Oops. Hayes flooring. So Hayes flooring is almost complete. You'll see some beautiful pictures here of new flooring. I think what's interesting for me is the Stevenson project was last year, and I came in right in the middle of it. So I had a lot of lesson learns about how I wanted it to look. So you'll see it's kind of what I call floor to ceiling instead of we kind of skipped around and kind of maybe left some things not look as finished as they should at Stevenson. We did rectify that, but we made sure we addressed that right away. We removed asbestos, and then we also painted walls, cabinets, and countertops. So if you've ever been to Hayes, it was quite an eclectic color of countertops and cabinets. Also, a lot of the staff had chosen to also self-paint. So I think we've all got a good refresh that we can work from.
I'm going to grab Hayes Road Construction while Rochelle gets a drink here. So Hayes Road Construction is several slides in. That's okay. I don't need this slide up, okay, David. But we are experiencing some road construction outside of Hayes, to say the least. We ended the school year with that. We're starting Anoka County Commissioner Mandy Meisner has been fantastic with us. We did not receive notification on the Hayes road construction this spring at all. This resulted in pretty significant drop-off and very significant pickup issues. Fridley Police were able to stand up some support for us without charging us overtime, but I also didn't want to take advantage of that. We did invite the Anoka County staff that works on the road projects or oversees them to come out, and they really understood that it was pretty significant, and they've worked with their permitting office now to build in some safeguards so that if there's a school, the school district is actually notified about it. This project was supposed to be completed by the start of the school year. I was very doubtful on that. And sadly, I was right, and I don't want to be right on that one, but I am. So now we're working. We had one meeting already. A second one is coming up for Anoka County. While their ideas on helping us are good in theory, they're not good at the implementation stage. We have a lot of walking students that are walkers, and their idea was to put down a gravel path with some tarping, and the kids could walk on that. That does not help us at all as far as a mobility situation. They also talked about a walking school bus, which again is great in theory, but that means every student has to come at the same time out of their home. And then there's like a double crossing situation that we have going on. We've decided to stand up a bus route over there so that our students do not have any danger that is happening. Fridley Police has done a really nice job of responding to this. Essentially, there's a 3-hour overtime minimum on an overtime shift, which is completely understandable. The district would have had to pay 3 hours overtime in the morning, 3 hours overtime in the afternoon for really a 20-minute time frame for the morning and the afternoon, which would have been $630 per day. And our SRO unit immediately put their heads together, and now they have a way that they are going to cover at Hayes until the construction is done without any impact to the school system. These are just that ideas and the partnerships that we have with Fridley Police that really showcase how well we were able to do that. I also have worked with Anoka County about school zones, so we're beginning to look at that for Hayes, Vista Elementary, and Stevenson. Unfortunately, our city council can't help us with that because they're all county roads. So it's going to be some hardships over at Hayes, but our families were great this spring. Many of our families will remember how we did dismissal and arrival, and we'll just train the new families. We're very clear in our communication. It's just a hardship, and again, while it's unfortunate that the project is going during the school year, I'm glad that we provisioned with the planning that it wouldn't get done on the original schedule. Enough time for you?
Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much for the water break, Superintendent. Appreciate that. I'm back. I just did want to say about the Hayes Flooring Project. Harold and his team have been with us every step of the way, and this is so important because as we're building, as we're doing, making decisions, he is there because we want to maintain this, right? So we know that maintenance has been a problem for us, that preventative care, and so just a big thank you to Harold and his team for their work on that. At both of our elementary schools, they have been having a lot of fun purchasing furniture and equipment refreshes. So as you can see, there's some of the new things arriving daily at the schools. Each school had a budget and really individualized what they chose to buy, and everything from new chairs, new desks for kids, flexible seating, a lot of storage and bookshelves, rugs, lighting. At Stevenson, they did a lot of work on their cafeteria. So we really wanted to make sure that the staff got to have a lot of input. The principals had a lot of input. So we just want to say thanks so much to both the staff and the principals for all the work they did, and just so excited to go to those open houses. A lot of the furniture has arrived, but much will be happening in the fall too as we move through. Next, we'll head over to Vista Secondary, which Principal Engelhardt gave us kind of an update on. You can see here a map of where we are placing the doors. I want to say we have a new state fire inspector who definitely did his due diligence and put us through our paces, and we ended up approving everything, but it did hold us back 2 weeks in our planning. The city of Fridley, we've involved them from day one in our planning, and we had our permit after the state inspection cleared within 1 hour. So that will tell you again the partnership that we have there. So the project's underway. Everything has been ordered. We certainly are pushing every day to get this done on time, but are anticipating we might have 9 days that we're not. We're trying to, as we do that, make sure that we're thinking about the students, about transition plans for them, and hope that we can use the time so that it is a very smooth transition for them. The educational space is ready and prepared and ready to go. So excited to welcome those students to their new space. In the high school, we are also doing a bathroom remodel, and here you can see some of the progress happening. We were very excited to see the stalls go in. These will be single stall user restroom that will be used by students. Also, anybody utilizing our gym or our auditorium will have access to that. We were picking out tile actually yesterday. Some of the colors weren't in stock anymore, so doing a lot of picking. It was great. I was doing interviews for the assistant principal position at the high school, and so I had a ready team to give me feedback on the tiles during one of our breaks. So excited for that project. We're looking at completion late September. And then our favorite district-wide reheat valve replacement that we've all become very, we can talk that through. As you can see here, here's one of the valve replacements. They have moved through all of our schools. This is in place, and we're hoping to see some real cost savings for this. As not one of our most visible projects, could be a real cost saver for us, so we're excited to get those done.
I'm so excited to have heat in my office. So Lori and I will have heat, which is a perk to us. So any questions for Harold or Rochelle?
Not here.
Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to direct certification. As you potentially have been hearing, the One Big Beautiful Bill severely reduces funding for SNAP, $186 billion over the next decade. $186 billion. Also expanding work requirements for eligibility. Also, starting in 2028, states are going to be forced to shoulder part of the benefit cost and assume 75% of administrative expenses. I want to talk a little bit about Medicaid. Medicaid severely is getting reduced. Medicaid matters to us. If you remember that breakfast that I was having with Senator Hoffman, that's about, he's heavily interested and a huge advocate of our VISTA program, and hearing how we do, Fridley is one of the highest Medicaid billing districts in the state percentage-wise, and he's a huge backer of that. And with this, most of our Medicaid third-party billing dollar revenue will go away. It doesn't impact our district necessarily as far as programming, but it impacts our students. As a reminder, there's Head Start was saved, but Head Start is proposed to be eliminated in 2026. Remember, these are our most vulnerable learners who qualify for Head Start. This is the first district I've worked in where we aren't the fiscal holder of the Head Start here. It's, I believe, Anoka County, but still something we need to have our radar on. Our families are not getting wealthier. They are simply getting these benefits taken away from them: child care subsidies, SNAP, Medicaid, and so forth. Title I funding also is directly related to this. So I just want us to all keep this in the front of our minds here. And just as this last legislative session, I remember Director Meisner said to me, "Is there anything positive, Brenda, that we could ask to be expanded as part of our legislative agenda?" And I said, no. I said it's all for fighting for what we already have and for the most part are legally entitled to. This is going to have significant impacts on our families and significant impact on our districts. So this is something our district and many districts, the districts that are hardest hit are going to be the ones that look like ours, right? So I will continue to really talk with you about this, and I do believe we will likely see from AMSD, MASA, MSBA, some real thinking around legislation to come up to really help with this. Fridley, I think, is leading the way here in our activity fees, right? This is an example of how we now see that some of our families who did qualify now potentially won't, will really know that impact sooner rather than later, and we're breaking down that barrier. So this is something that I am very concerned about, and I ask board members that we all watch this very carefully and advocate as best we can. I'm now going to talk with you about an incredible experience that Rochelle, Harold, and I had a few weeks ago. I was LinkedIning you. I just made that a verb from this conference. This is the best professional learning I've had in my 26-year career. Best professional learning I've had in my 26-year career. The AASA, which is the Association of the School Superintendents Association, hosted this. If you see the gentleman in the coral colored tie, that's David Law. He's superintendent of Minnetonka Public Schools, and he is the AASA board president for the whole nation. So he was there, and then the two administrators to his right are folks that Harold and I have worked with in our past in St. Paul Public Schools. So this really grounded us in the work that we need to be doing. We're hearing from other districts how they have turned this work around, and frankly speaking, it brought me closer to my why, and it also charged me up about we are not doing enough. We are not serving our learners enough. We're not seeing the academic outcomes as quickly as we need to do that, and here's the steps that we need to be unapologetic about. With that, Rochelle and Harold, if you want to chime in, I would welcome.
I can start. Echo everything she said about some of the best professional development I've had in a very long time. It was their inaugural. I knew I wasn't going to say that right, so I thought about that. It was the first one of its kind. So when we went, so you always kind of wonder what is it going to be like, but it was engaging every single session. The people we met. I want to give one small example. We went to one on immigration and looking for our families and some of the strategies people were using across the nation. At our tables, we were allowed to give feedback about how our district has worked on that. So the superintendent turned over to me to talk about some of our immigration work with our families that we had done, for everything that Aloda's done for breakfast and empowering our families, to workshops that we've done with immigration lawyers. And I would say after that happened, I felt like I was suddenly with a rock star at a conference, because everyone came up to get her contact information. I was handing out cards. I felt like, her agent. But I would say we left with a lot of new colleagues, new friends, invitations to a lot of things. So the networking was incredible too. Harold?
I would agree with everything that's been said, and also to add that it was just great to be at a conference where it was a significant number of leaders of color from the geographic United States, and how they have to navigate the waters, if you will. You can't say certain things like DEI or equity or things like that, and how they're navigating that as leaders, keeping the focus on the students and student outcome and achievement in the face of adversity and a lot of challenges. So I was very inspired by all of that, and it encouraged me a great deal too. We have a great board, but some of the things we were hearing is everybody doesn't have a great board, and just it was just great to see men and women, multiracial, to be perfectly honest, to talk about the why they keep going back and the why they continue with the work is because there's a lot of work to do in an area of many roadblocks right now. So I was very inspired by what I heard and what I saw, and I agree with everything that was said already. Thank you.
Board, I just want to also point out, in some school districts, superintendents wouldn't even put a slide up like this. So thank you for empowering and centering this work. I'm excited to also share, and Rochelle's going to take team with me on this one too. We were invited. I had sent this to you, if we think back, maybe May, how we were invited to apply for the League of Innovative Schools. We completed that application, which was a lot more rigorous than I had planned on. I had like a 20-minute block, and I miscalculated on that, but we managed to get it submitted, and then we got invited to an interview. So I just said to Rochelle, hey, they said I can bring a +1. Are you in? Well, we did not prep at all. We thought it was just going to be like, hi, this is why we picked out Fridley to be a part of it, and that was not our experience. I walked away from that interview saying to Rochelle, yeah, we're not going to get invited in, but if you just want to share a little bit about kind of what that felt like and what they're about.
Yeah, this is a group who are very particular about who's getting in. And in fact, I think during the conversation / strenuous interview we had, very much downplayed that we were going to be a part of this, I think. So we were feeling a little bit, there were a couple of staff people, a couple of superintendents on the call. And once the niceties were over, the questions started being firing. And I was just happy that there were two of us, because one of us could start and the other one could kind of think about it a little bit to kind of backfill the answers. So after sweating through the hour, we got through, and then it wasn't even like you did great or anything. It was like, you might hear from us in a month, and we were like, okay, sounds good. So
I was regretting that I had told the board we were invited, but we were admitted. We're excited about that. They're attracted to us for our work around staffing, and they're attracted to us for our work around threat management that ended up as national work, and they're attracted to us on our summer turnaround academics. So this league brings problems of practice together for districts that are literally innovative and working on a solution. They also want districts that say, hey, we don't have it all figured out. We have some pretty significant problems, and actually wants to do the work. This also opens the door to us for significant research studies, such as Gates Foundation and other places, that then also, along with those research studies, you get supports that are funded through those research studies. So very honored to be a part of that. You'll hear many updates as we go through our time with Innovative Schools. David, is the video able to play? Should be.
Yep, we've been texting. Okay.
What I love about Fridley Public Schools is that we are a community that is beautifully diverse and has incredible individuals that are working for the same thing each and every day, which is to help our students be successful and achieve their hopes and goals.
The mission of Fridley Public Schools is to ensure belonging for every student, and we really want to ensure that every single student every day is successful.
We are a smaller district compared to those around us, which I think is a benefit to us because we are able to build those relationships a little bit differently with our students and also make meaningful relationships with our students.
We're very diverse, and we offer a lot of unique programs, from IB to AVID. The relationships between administrators and teachers are very close-knit, so that helps for creating a vertical articulation of supports and programs. I would say families are choosing Fridley because of word of mouth. I think when you have good programming, you have a welcoming environment for all, for every student, kind of speaks for itself.
Another piece that makes Fridley Public Schools special is our IB Continuum. Main tenet, foundational piece of the International Baccalaureate is just that global perspective for our students to really understand what it means to be a global citizen and a global thinker. So it really helps our students to understand how big our world is and how our students are able to contribute to that and what it takes to have that global perspective in a global society. We're the only school district in the state that has pre-K through 12 IB, and then we are one of 13 in the nation with the full International Baccalaureate program.
The learner profile is a huge part of what we develop in kids. We want kids to be inquirers. We want kids to be knowledgeable, communicators, caring individuals that they bring on to the middle school, high school, and into their later years. It allows kids to develop in a way where they are growing both academically, but also in their sense of what is right, what is just, what actions that they can take to set them up for success in their future.
AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, and what the class does is it helps teach students different skills, whether that's writing skills, reading skills, organization skills. It just really takes students and helps refine different skills to help them be successful in their future.
Our AVID class, that's for college and career readiness. It's just all around. They want to make sure that you know what you're doing after high school.
We have student voice. We make sure that we collectively hear from our students, engage with our students. We would like to address the needs of our students. When students have situations that may arise and occur, we always provide a safe place for students to sit down, have a healthy conversation, a positive conversation on how we can change the trajectory of students' identity, belonging, and awareness in our public schools.
Since preschool, they make the kids feel like they're at home. You know, it's no one bigger than the others, no other kids that get more attention than this child. When I think of Fridley, I think of home.
I feel like Fridley is helping me prepare for my future by offering resources around the school for post-secondary options, whether that's posters on becoming a phlebotomy technician in 9 weeks, or offering help with the ACT or FAFSA, or every teacher just being willing to help you, decide and go on your path after high school.
We also have concurrent enrollment here, meaning there are classes that our students can take to get credit towards their high school graduation as well as college credits at that transfer. So just a lot of robust opportunities in our small environment.
Diploma program classes are preparing our kids for the future because they get them ready for how much studying needs to go into college. Our oldest is already in college at Mankato State, and taking diploma program classes ahead of time has helped him.
We also offer culture and diversity events and activities that make sure that we are bringing in all cultures into our schools to provide the learning and experience, which is also our IB. So we're making sure that we are collectively seeing our students and making sure that their success and identity is always elevated within our school district.
We have kids from all different cultural backgrounds that it gives them the opportunity to get to understand each other. And I like to use the term, if you haven't had a chance to trace someone's hand or you don't come from the same background, you find a way to touch their heart.
I would recommend Fridley School District to anybody. I mean, we truly have loved Fridley from day one.
I could not imagine doing any other job than this one because I love being around our staff and our kids each and every single day.
One thing I want people to know about Fridley is that we're very passionate about the things we do, whether it's about our schoolwork, our sports, our clubs, anything that involves the school. Everything we do, we put passion into.
Our students remember how much we care about them, and that's why I got into teaching. Was my 8th grade teacher that was here at the middle school. She really inspired me and cared about me. She made learning fun, and I think all of our staff really strive to do that, to make learning fun and make our students feel valued and know that they matter, because they do. They belong.
Next Monday, and our district hasn't had an updated video for quite some time, so I'm really proud of the different voices, the different perspectives, and just appreciate you seeing this. This trended really well. When we release this on social media, we also have it closed captioning, and we have it in Spanish, Somali, and Hmong. So with that, Chair, that concludes my superintendent update, and we have board updates from Northeast Metro, 916, Northwest Suburban, and AMSD for board members that have them.
For 916, sorry. Yikes.
All kinds.
We had our meeting at the beginning of the month, and we started with a legislative update from Valerie Dosland, who represents 916 and the other intermediate districts. We talked about, there were a lot of things that came through this legislative session. One thing that 916 was really celebrating with Valerie was the intermediate teacher residency apprenticeship collaborative that was funded for this current biennium, and the cohort of teacher apprentices that are coming through at 916. We got a QComp report from the Executive Director of Educational Services, Scott Thomas, and we heard about their implementation of the 5D plus rubric for teacher evaluations and how they've really worked hard to increase the rigor of their academic expectations for their students and their teachers, and how still with those high expectations, 91% of their staff received their full or partial stipends, but that was really intentional and a large lift for their staff and their administrative team. We approved policies that were all for minor changes. 916 has a new director of HR, Natasha Helseth, who was formerly from Intermediate 288, and so we just kind of updated policies that needed to have contact information changed. And then we approved the Arctic Wolf cybersecurity contract for their cybersecurity maintenance, and then that helped their just insurance policy rates on their cybersecurity. And a couple of other things happened. 916 opened actually earlier this year. The board approved a stretch calendar for some of their sites. And so school actually started at the beginning of August in a couple of their settings. But that just required that everybody was ready to start the year with all of their things being in place in terms of curriculum and different decisions and things like that would be made. So they are off and running already in a few different locations. And then one really exciting celebration is that the Metro Heights ALC has moved officially into Fridley, into the location that is on the corner of Mississippi and University. And they've moved in, they're preparing to host students in just a couple weeks. So they are putting the finishing touches on that, which is very exciting. Awesome. That is all that I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, of course.
Vonna, you have
I was out on medical leave, so I don't know if the alternate went or not.
Okay. And I don't believe there was one in July.
Okay, then we're good. We're safe.
And I was unable to attend last one.
That's good. Okay, perfect. And that concludes. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I know this was pretty lengthy, but a lot of good information.
It was good. Thank you, Dr. Lewis.
Yeah.
So back to our agenda. Next up, we have some gifts to talk about, or a gift. I would entertain a motion to accept the gift, but it's not clear what it is.
The gift is to the Special Services Department from Ken Vicken for $100.
Awesome.
I move that we accept the gift from Ken Vickens for $100 for the Special Services Department.
Motion made by Meisner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Schreiner. Welcome.
My apologies
First official
on that
act.
board.
Second, yes.
Second, yep. This is a roll call vote. Ms. Anna's not here. Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Carnap, aye. Mr. Meisner?
Aye.
Ms. Schreiner?
Aye.
Ms. Stark?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next up, I would entertain a motion for our consent agenda. This will approve the last minutes of the business meeting held on July 15th, new contracts, amendments, leave of absences, resignations, retirements, and terminations, and our superintendent's contract, an addendum for the 2025-2026, and superintendent contract for 2026 through 2029. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion made by Jones. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Meisner. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion passes. We've got some written information I think was shared before the meeting in regards to the first reading of new policy 516.5. Is there any discussion on that or questions that we need to discuss before the second meeting or second reading? Oh, perfect. Next up, we've got important future dates. As mentioned by Loda, we have our back to school resource fair on August 23rd from 10 to noon at the high school parking lot. As Mr. Engelhardt had mentioned, we have the Vista orientation on August 27th from 4 to 5 at the Vista Education Center. We have preschool orientation sessions on August 27th from 4 to 6 here at the Fridley Community Center. At the Fridley High School and Fridley Middle School will be hosting their open house and orientation on August 28th, 2025 from 1:30 to 5:30 p.m. At the middle school and high school, respective locations. Stevenson and Hayes orientation sessions will be held on the same day on August 28th from 4 to 6 at their respective schools. Tiger Club will have their open house on the same day, August 28th from 4 to 6 here at the Fridley Community Center. District holiday will be September 1st for Labor Day. And preschool, Hayes, RLS, family orientation sessions will also be held on September 2nd at their respective schools. And first day of school for all Vista students will be September 2nd at the Vista Education Center. 5th grade and new student orientation will be September 2nd at the Fridley Middle School. We'll have our 9th and 12th grade first days of school on September 2nd at the Fridley High School. And then first day for all students will be September 3rd. We have District Spirit Day, which we're encouraged to wear black and gold on September 5th. Homecoming week will be September 8th through the 12th, with a homecoming game on Friday, September 12th. Our next board meeting will be on September 16th, 5:30 work session, 7 o'clock public comment, 7:30 business meeting here at the Fridley Community Center. Are there any dates that I may have missed? Anyone can think of? No? All right, no pressure. With that, I would certainly entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We'll go motion by Schreiner, second by Meisner. All those in favor, someone wants to go. all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes and we are adjourned at 8:55. Thank you, everybody.